Welcome to In This Season podcast, where we unpack the most empowering conversations, have exclusive and inspirational interviews, and host special events. Join Tammy, some call her Butterfly, and explore life's purpose by learning how to embrace each season of your life with confidence, strength, and purpose. Whether you're blooming in the spring, or shining in the summer, or embracing change in the fall, or gracefully hibernating in the winter, get ready to be inspired. Join us right here on this season of In This Season podcast with your host, The Butterfly. It's time, no matter what season it is.
Good morning, beautiful people. Who is in with us?
Unpack the most.
Just stop that. All right. Who's in with us already? Miss Brenda Davis says, great everything, everyone, and happy Tuesday. Big Mike says, good morning, everyone. And Auntie Richetta says, good morning, Butterfly and nephew. So you guys, thank you for joining me today. I'm going to jump right into it. As you guys come in, we're going to do what we do. Get your groove on. Let's feed some life. Feed them ducks. Get all the cobwebs off of you today so that you could have a blessed and glorious day. So y'all tell me how your yesterday was. Mine felt rushed yesterday, so I have to do better about planting my seeds in the morning under the ground, right? So y'all get your groove on. Let me turn this up for a minute. How about it, y'all? Let's do it. Let's get ready to do this right. All right. Morning, B.
Good morning, Mom. How you doing, sweetie?
Good. Hope y'all got your groove on. How's life doing for you this morning, Brandon?
So far, so good. I had to go to my laptop camera, so I might look a little different. But I think my phone's low on memory, so it won't give me access, or I can't download the latest update or something, so I can't access my camera on StreamYard. But if there's a will, there's a way. So
I don't know who has AT&T, or I don't know if it's an AT&T thing, but my phone, and I've heard others who have AT&T. One little young girl told me that the phones are messing up because they came out with a new iPhone.
Oh, yeah, it happens every year.
Yeah, I don't know. So we were talking, and, we all think that, well, we did. We thought that, or said that it's because, they want us to upgrade. But y'all, I'm not spending no more money on these phones. I don't know what we will do, what I will do. But this is a wrap for me. Like, these phones cost too much, and then they have too much control to where you can make my phone stop doing whatever, so I'll need a new one. Forget that. Beat me. Go back to the house phone, whatever, because this is crazy. My phone, I don't even talk about it. It's just messed up. So I had people calling me last night, and the phone never rang, sitting right there. I don't know. So my phone was a mess yesterday. It just went back to the old version. And then all of a sudden it came back to the new version where I had recently updated trying to get my notes that I lost. So
yeah,
they are unreliable, and we pay too much money for them to be this unreliable. But as long as we keep taking, they keep controlling and giving us what they want us to have so that we do what they want us to do. Like I say, if we call one day and say, F these phones, y'all can have them. We don't want them anymore. Cut it off. What will they have to do? Same with cable. But we don't even have the time so if we can't fight for stuff like that, we can't fight to be together or work together.
Exactly.
So we don't even want to take the time to go without something for a moment. Cable. Let's all get up one morning and say, hey, turn it off. I don't want it. Why? It's too high. So as a whole, we say we don't want it. And we don't even really need it anyway. It's too much and it feeds us too much garbage. But at the end of the day, we are addicted to what the world has given us. So let's get started, Brandon.
Right, right. Well, thank y'all for joining us this morning. That was a good segue into why we are here. These are daily motivations for African American success. Is what this is in the season podcast, but we are reading through the book, Daily Motivations for African American Success. That was motivating for me, Mom, because I mean, I see things the exact same way. That it's
Yeah.
when we're so torn apart by commodities, when we're chasing the bag as opposed to purpose, when we're chasing materialism and consumerism as opposed to personal development and character, that's what you get, the divide and conquer. So we're spending money everywhere and retaining little to nothing, but very distracted in the midst, very appeased in the midst, very comfortable, and what would be the word, like pacified
Mm.
Into complacency. So that's why we're here, y'all, to break those mental chains, to break through those bad habits, and to figure out ways to procure our success and to cultivate our success and to see it and celebrate it in others. So we originally started this in February of this year for in order to celebrate and acknowledge Black History Month in February. And of course, our history extends far beyond that. And so we, in kind, did the same. And instead of just taking those 28 days of February, we have extended it now to, I think, 257, 258 or so days consecutively. Much thanks to my beautiful mother over there. So thank y'all for joining us, and welcome to the show. This is the book, by the way. This is the book. Make sure you get it. Dennis Kimbro. That's the guy right there. Low cost but high value book. High value book. A lot of bang for your buck. Right. A little bit more about this book. Daily Motivations for African American Success will help you focus on the thoughts, attitudes, and deeds that will lead to the achievement of your true goals. So in 365 short but powerful motivations, one for each day of the year, Dennis Kimbro, the author of the popular Think and Grow Rich, A Black Choice, leads us to discover how to use the present moment and our own gifts to transcend labels, cultivate a positive attitude, become wise enough to know when to say yes and when to say no, and to look inward for answers to life's challenges. Each motivation begins with words of wisdom from such distinguished and celebrated African Americans as Malcolm X, Marion Wright Edelman, Whoopi Goldberg, Charlene Hunter Galt, Bill Cosby, Carl Rowan, Mother Hale, Reverend Leon Sullivan, and hundreds of others. This treasure trove of practical inspiration will give you fresh encouragement every day of the year, and what it teaches will last you a lifetime. So let's get right into it. Did you already who do we got in the chat this morning? We got our
Yep, I've said the good
everyone.
mornings. Let's see if I have missed anybody. Miss Brenda says I have AT&T and my phone has been doing strange things, just crazy. So hey, maybe it's an AT&T thing. They just like the insurance man that used to come knocking at the door of your grandmama and them and great grandmama and them collecting that money. I'm serious. They are. So maybe that's what we need to do. It's like buy AT&T, right? Seriously, it's just crazy. Cousin Vinay says gives us the smiley face. I think that. Oh, good morning. I think that's what it is. Something like that. Good morning, Vinay. Good to see you back. Good to see you back.
Yes, that's sunshine. I said sunshine.
Sunshine.
Right. Mm-hmm. Yep. You ready to jump into it, Mama?
Yeah, I want to say really quickly, as I prepare, we're going to have some hardwood flooring put in. And so that has caused to move some things out, right? And so it's interesting that there's this big kind of entertainment center that was moved. And when I walked in, I'm like, oh my gosh, I felt a little bit less, I felt more space in me, if that makes sense. In the room, I felt like I had more space. And I was sitting there this morning in the same room, having my coffee, and I'm kind of looking around at that thinking we buy things or a thing to put things on that we rarely touch unless we're moving them to dust or something like that, right? So it's interesting because I used to be one of those people where I wanted something everywhere, like the wall, nothing, pictures on the wall. And now I'm coming to the point where just a room with a floor for me to sit on would work for me. Like I'm wanting so much less. And as I think about this phone, how much it costs, and then after I pay for it, you have the ability to control what it does for me, even though I'm still paying for it, right? So y'all, that's just gonna sit on me today, and I'm probably gonna have to do something about this one because at some point we just gotta stop.
Can I
We
put something else on you?
You can put whatever, but I'm telling you, it's just to the point where life feels right here all the time. Right here. I was talking to someone who says it's like we don't have time for each other anymore.
Right,
Like you
right,
can look right down the street and you never see anybody. Anybody. Where we come from a time where everybody, at least every day, stopped by grandma's house or auntie's house.
right.
And now we only want to get together, or we only do get together when there is a funeral. Because we show up for that, and that's more about us than it is the person that we are sending off, right? That we're releasing. The word tells us to rejoice when they're leaving and to mourn when they're coming in. We just got stuff so opposite, me included. And I'm just kind of sick and tired of feeling like everywhere you go and everybody you meet is a mess
Mm-hmm.
in the midst of a big God who we say we serve. But we're not serving him. We're serving this world and want everything that it brings before us, right? What did you feed your spirit yesterday? Me too. I was so caught up and busy into the things I had to do, and it did nothing for my spirit or my soul other than ran it more crazy, I'll say.
Hmm.
Right? So y'all, let's take inventory. Let's let some of this mess go. Stop buying stuff that's just gonna keep you tied to a job. I long for a big piece of land with a front porch. The house can be empty inside. If I can go in and lay down and be safe, man, and just the beauty. Listening to the train and the birds this morning brought me such. And then listening to absolutely nothing. And that's why I was able to hear the birds and the train and enjoy them, see them as a blessing.
Hmm.
Think about the birds wake up singing praises, right? They don't worry about anything. Even Brandon, on the coldest day we had a couple of years ago, as Brandon mentioned, who's feeding the birds? Who's taking care of the birds? God put it on his heart for us to make sure that they're fed because the snow had covered everything and they're out there looking. God answered, right? So let's get back to the business of God. But truth be told, we put him last, if that.
Mm-hmm.
We so caught up in ourselves and our things and our jobs and what we want with the money and what we can do that we miss the true blessing and the one who can take it all just like that. Just like that. So over to you, Brandon.
Yeah, I was just going to put one more thing on you to give you, if you did not have enough motivation to critically think about purchasing a new phone, right? There's something inside our phone called cobalt, right? It's and coltan, and these are things that are inside of ionic batteries for electric cars, also inside of our phones, inside of most of our electric devices. Well, that's taken from the Democratic Republic of Congo, right? And in the Democratic Republic of Congo, if you look up pictures, there are hundreds of thousands of people, millions of people that have been involved in what's a conflict over these minerals. Children inside of mines that implode. Um, you know, everyone from Tesla to Apple to Microsoft uses to NVIDIA uses these materials in order to make their technology. And since 1996, between 3.8 million people have died in Congo due to this conflict. Million. Imagine 8 million people have died due to the mining and the conflict surrounding mining these materials. So you remember how they used to call them blood diamonds or conflict diamonds? Well, we have blood coltan and bloody phones and conflict phones. And let me explain one more thing to you for my Apple users. Don't think that it is a mistake that it's called Apple. Don't think that it's a mistake that that apple has a bite inside of it. Don't think that it's a mistake that is uncanny. That's very similar to the biting of the tree of knowledge, right? And what happened to that? All right, what happened to Adam and Eve, according to that tradition? That after consuming the tree of knowledge and eating that fruit, they fell from grace. They fell from paradise in that sense. They fell from and was not able to access Eden or the garden in the same way. So don't think that that's a mistake. Everything that all these symbols, they say a picture's worth 1,000 words, but a symbol is worth 1,000 pictures. So what are we really saying? What type of invocations are we doing every time we answer the phone? We put that apple to our ear, right? Every time we take a bite out of it, do we lose a little bit more of ourselves? Do in the effort to become to connect, to find connection on our bars, are we losing the connection between ourselves and our family? Did you know that depression is linked to these phones? Do you know that suicide in teenagers and in kids is actually directly linked to the amount of social media and how much they use their phone? So this is a trial for us in the way that we incorporate these phones into our lives and let them control us. I say that smartphones make dumb people. How many of us knew how to get around the city until the phones? Now we got Google Maps and not Google. We got Google Maps and you got the maps on your applications. How many of us lean on these phones more than we lean on each other? Right. And what conflicts does that arise both internally and externally, both socially and inwardly? What types of challenges does that create as far as communication? Because now people have, many people have an anxiety of speaking to each other. We don't know how to communicate, especially the next generation, the younger generations that are coming up. They don't have social skills but they can text you. They can send emojis and things like that, but to have a face-to-face conversation, they're awkward. They're awkward, socially awkward. They don't know how to put a complete sentence, a complete thought together, much less something that's actually thought-provoking or intellectually stimulating. So let's be very careful, parents, in our pursuit of the bag, in our pursuit of making more money and extending our career and being quote unquote successful, that we don't lose our children, that we don't lose our families in the midst, and to try to gain the world, but lose our soul and lose our connection to that which is real, to unground ourselves, to unfound ourselves, to break the links in the chain that goes all the way back. And I don't mean the chains of oppression, but the chains of kinship, the family ties, that God created. Who are we to break those and to allow these devices to divide us and to be so divisive? So,
and I just have a quick question for all of us. What if we picked up our word or our Bible as much as we picked this phone up? Notice when you're out and about, even for you, how often we pick this up. I'm talking to myself today as
yeah,
well.
you're talking to me.
Yesterday, I noticed as I was at Walmart, as I'm going in, and people are going in walking just like this on their phone, like walking, not even paying attention to if cars are coming. They're walking, right? On the phone, typing in something. We're driving on the phone, right? Imagine if we just prayed half of the amount that we use this baby. And for what? What are we really talking about? How is it glorifying the kingdom or feeding our spirit? It's just meaningless conversations, right? And we'll do it over the phone, but we won't go see somebody. We won't go see Aunt Rosie. right? We won't go sit down and have a conversation. And if we bring the young babies in it, we got a whole nother conversation. We'll be here all week because I'm starting to think something has a chip or something has been put into them. They cannot connect. Most of them. You look into the eyes and you think, what is happening inside? Like they're not plugged in. It's a computer the battery is forever running low. Rarely do you find one. And that's why when I do find one, I'm like, oh my goodness, right? You can have a conversation, a real live conversation with me, but the adults are almost the same. So
Yeah.
another day conversation.
Phony people.
Phony people, phony people.
Well, y'all, we're gonna jump into the show. We're about 21 minutes in. Thank you guys for listening to our diatribe for a little bit and bobbing with us and giving us some of those great comments. So we're gonna jump into it today. Today is October the 15th, and our title is The Discovery Card. The Discovery Card. And our quote is from Simon Estes, who is an opera singer, a black opera singer. And Simon says, the person who is self-centered is off-centered. The person who is self-centered is off-centered. It is no secret that business is always on the prowl for new money. Many times, it is found in our community. Everyone wants to know how we, Black Americans, spend our money. Ken Smickle, publisher of Target Market News, says, with the introduction of more and more products specifically geared to African Americans, it's clear that Madison Avenue recognizes the growing importance of this segment of the population. Madison Avenue is a power that has dictated our lifestyle to a great extent. Provocative copy and images advertise and encourage our buying. We are constantly bombarded with messages telling us that in order to amount to anything, we have to dine at the right restaurants, drink the right beverage, drive the right car, wear the right clothing, live in the right house, and shop in the right stores. If we don't, then we're missing out on life. We have made names like Gucci, Mercedes, Fendi, Nike, Starter, Giorgio, and Mont Blanc rich, powerful, and well known. Madison Avenue advertisers should not be the power that dictates how we run our lives or how we feel. We need to understand that high principles and a spiritual approach to life are far more rewarding than the drive for money, property, and prestige. With this approach, we can discover a whole new life. And our affirmation for today is today I let go of all useless status symbols. Today I let go of all useless status symbols. Kind of connected to what we were just speaking about. But
I was just thinking the same thing, Brandon. I didn't get to read this one, but as you read it, I'm just thinking, hey, I have nothing else to say. The only thing I want to do is just give a definition for self-centered. That's it. Other than that, y'all, this says it all. I mean,
we had the insights before we read the passage, which
right,
is
right,
interesting. So it all works out.
right. Yeah. Oh,
Well, what do y'all think? What do y'all think
yeah, what do y'all think?
in the chat? What do y'all think about that reading? What do y'all think about what we've been discussing this morning and how it correlates and how does that impact your life? Are you attached to our devices? Are you attached to status symbols? Are you attached to the Gucci's, to the Fendi's, to the Pradas? Have you made some Italians very rich? Have you made some French very rich? Have you extorted yourself? And how do you feel about it? Or do you think that you could stand on the opposite side and think, you know what, I've worked hard for this. This is what I want. I like these status symbols. Maybe you just got it like that to where you would prefer to spend your money on things like that. And and that's completely up to you and your choice. And how much is too much? what's the line? What's the line between, you know, what you need and having something nice and excess, you know? And where are you? Are you someone who loves things in excess? You like the shiny, the expensive, even though they might depreciate as soon as you use them or purchase them. Or are you someone who's a minimalist? Are you changing? So in the beginning of the conversation, Mom, you spoke a little bit about how you used to like things on every wall. You know, you used to like, I won't say clutter, but you would like every
Mhm.
every gap to be filled, right?
Clutter.
You would like to keep a hold of different things for years and years and years, right? And now you're becoming more detached, right? You're becoming more minimalist. There's an entire movement called minimalism, where some people have found great peace and resolve in minimalizing and taking a minimalist approach to everything um, from what they wear to how they decorate their homes. And I'm talking like five pair of pants, five shirts, interchanging them, and that's the wardrobe. Can you imagine having just five pair of pants, five shirts? How much more closet space would you have? How much less laundry would you have, right? If we
Or
did,
need. What would
or
you
yeah,
say? Or need?
right. So how could that change your life? Or is there something about going to get something new that just does it for you? And what does it? You know, what does it do for you? So these are questions that I'm asking, you know, myself first, but also our day ones and everybody that's rocking with us this morning. Where do you fit in the spectrum of consumerism? Do you have the disease they used to call the consumption? I remember hearing old folks say he got the consumption. I never really knew what it was, you know, and I think it was an actual illness. But as I got older, I think we are consumed by consumerism, right? And it's, you know, I always say man feeds the beast, but the beast feeds on man. So every time man feeds the beast, he loses a little bit of himself, right? He loses a little bit of the garden, a little bit of paradise, right? So Brenda said, I've never been attached to status symbols. If there is something that I like and it looks good to me, it doesn't have to have a designer's name on it.
Hmm.
I have some things that don't have a designer's name on it, and I get lots of comments on those items or on the items. I'm the same. I'm the same way. Like even right now, I'm wearing a friend of mine's label called Millionaire Grind. Right. Uh, I like supporting people. I like supporting entrepreneurs. I like seeing that money go to somewhere and someone that I love, cherish, respect, or hold in high regard, as opposed to going to, you know, some multinational corporation that I know is having someone, you know, having kids or women in sweatshops. You know, Nike was reported, if I'm not mistaken, um, uh, not not letting women who are pregnant have bathroom breaks or not, or you know what I mean, in Asian and places in Asia in these sweatshops. So imagine your Jordans costing maybe $2-3 to make, and you spending $400 to purchase them. You know, your medicine costing, you know, per pill, you know, per container of pills, right? And how much you actually pay. My grandmother has some $1,000 pills, right? That they're trying to send her. That's ridiculous, right? So that's absolutely absurd for medicine. But we have money. Think about this. They can, and I don't know how you guys feel about this, but for some reason, every single, remember, they could give everybody a shot, right? Because it paid the pharmaceutical companies. Pfizer has been, I believe, um, 70, 80 years since its inception. The company Pfizer has been around for 70, 80 years, and it has not cured one disease. Has not cured one disease. Now, they've made a lot of medications, right? But have not cured one disease because it does not pay them to cure the diseases. If they can give you something and you don't have to come back, if they actually healed you
Hmm.
any kind of way, then where's my second sale? Where's my upsell? Where's my repeat customer? Right? Where's my customer retention? It's nowhere to be found, because I would then have a moral company, right? Every non, and even down to our nonprofits. Our nonprofit organizations are now acting like for-profit businesses. Every nonprofit organization should be working to some community service. They should be working to put themselves out of business, because if you have an issue like poverty inside of a community, and your nonprofit organization works to address poverty, then that organization should be, in effect, working itself out of business. The goal is to make sure that no more people in this community are impoverished. But in many cases, these organizations, nonprofit and profit alike, are competing for funding, whether it's from a bank or from some type of philanthropic group or endeavor organization. So they're becoming beggarly again to the money, and are more so seeking ways to keep their admin paid and keep the doors open on the nonprofit organization, as opposed to actually addressing, curing, and remedying the need that their mission usually states. So what's the mission here, guys? What's the point? I like shopping at Ross. I like shopping at Marshalls. I can get a lot of things on a discount. I don't like to have a tag on me from something that I can't recognize, or I don't know the person. I don't know. It just feels really, really, really weird and strange to me. And honestly, as a man, I really think it's a feminine quality. Uh, it's less desirable to see men like that, in my opinion, than women. That's just me. I think it's a really strange thing when men take longer to get ready than their wives. I think it's a really strange thing when men obsess over what belt they're wearing. I think it's a really strange thing when men sit
In a
for
salon and get their nails polished. Oh, it just cringe. I mean, you do what you want, but Lord, y'all, I had to jump in. I pass by a salon and I see a man in there getting his nails all filed up, pretty and glossed up. It just does something. And I might be wrong, I may be judging, but it is not a quality to me. I think
You
I'm
ain't
old
judging.
school.
I mean, you ain't
I
wrong.
mean, it is what it is. Call it what you want. Is what I'm gonna say, and I ain't gonna be sorry about it. It is what it is. There's something wrong with that. You know, if we would just 1% try to heal internally, if we would do as much for that, y'all, it's come to a point where we can't even. I'm gonna go back to this phone. Even in the pulpit, sometimes you don't even see the Bible. They're using the phone. They don't even want to hold the Bible, which is why I'm hearing that they're saying they're going to be doing away with the Bible, like the book. You can go on here and do it and all that, right? It's just ridiculous. That's all I'm gonna say. We are pitiful. We are
Yeah.
pitiful. I ain't gonna lie to you. I long some days to turn a corner and see Noah. That God has sent another Noah, and that He's saying, "I'm gonna do it because God sent me. Because I'm gonna pull over and I'm gonna help him." Like we need a retake. We can't even folks can't even dwell in the Holy Spirit without us getting the phones out and recording it. I see people. I saw one yesterday. Foolishness to me. Now y'all, it might work for y'all, but there is no way for me to dwell within the Holy Spirit and sit there and want to record it for y'all. Because now my attention, I can't. I don't even
Your
know how.
intention is on attention.
Right? Yeah. There you go. There you go. I'm just like, why? Why do I need? Why? How do I even have the means to mix them both?
Because it's fake. It's
Right?
fake. Most of
Because
these
for
people are
me,
most of these people are faking, bro. All the
I mean,
kids know it.
it
All the
is. You
kids know
go
it.
the same
Look at the
way.
kids' faces when people out there catching them holy demons.
Yeah.
Like these people are faking. It's obvious, and we can
What
sit
did
there
you
and
just
play this
say about
tactic.
attention? Say that again. Something attention,
I
wanting
said,
attention
your
is,
intention is attention.
is getting attention.
Exactly.
Right. It's
Right?
just, it's crazy.
So I mean, as a kid, I was looking at that like, man, y'all just fake. Ooh, God got a place for y'all. To me, now there's a difference in being elated, in the spirit of being guided to God, and being grateful to a point of elation and of joy, But a lot of this mess, y'all, we
Entertainment.
all knew it. We all knew it. It was an act. It was fake. It ain't real. And then you gonna come to me and you don't even know the word, but you like it's misguidance. It's misguidance, and it's a misinterpretation of your own scriptures. People aren't even literate in their own faiths. They will take they will bank their salvation on what Mr. So and so said, but won't pick it up and read it themselves. A lot of what people are doing in regards to the Holy Spirit in church is a misinterpretation of the text and a mistranslation of a biblical text. So people have been co-signed by what they've seen, and in many cases, it's an act. I'm not saying every one, because people have genuine spiritual experiences, and I pray that we all have those those uh, those divine experiences with God. But for the vast majority of y'all who go straight back to doing the foolishness that you were doing, you did not have any spiritual growth. That wasn't a spiritual experience. And trust me, I mean, it might have been a spiritual experience, but you might be calling something, you might be possessed with something that you don't understand. And so I think we should be very, very careful with the spirits that we allow to inhabit us, because all spirits ain't holy. So y'all be careful. Look at your character, check your intention, because if this right here ain't good, if this right here inside of your chest ain't good, if your intention isn't square, when you're doing these things, then you're opening yourself up for possession. You're opening yourself up for influence by things that can see you, but you cannot see. So be careful, y'all, and call it out for what it is. If you disagree with me, fine. But I think deep down in your heart, you know that 90% of these people jumping around, getting more exercise than they are getting spiritual experience. So in that case, man, y'all keep it pumping. Get healthy out here. Amen.
Mhm.
Back to you, Mom. Don't get me
Um, that's all I have. The person who is self-centered is off-centered. If you're not treating people how you want to be treated, if you don't see me as yourself, right? If you don't want for me the things that you want for you in your self-centeredness, right? If it's not your desire to help somebody, right? To help somebody heal, right? And you can't do that playing. You can't do that playing. So only God can do that, y'all. Only God can take this sickness of desiring so many things, of putting things over people, right? Think about it. Some of us, and I'm going there. Some of us will go buy these $600 purses and shoes. And you got somebody in your family who ain't splurging, who's working their butt off and just making it. If they came to you for $10,
Hmm.
you'd find a reason not to give it. Oh, but you got your Dooney and Bird and your coach and y'all that on your shoulder. But when the light bill is due, you can't go in it and pay it. You got to call somebody. I need help on it,
Hmm.
right? And yeah, maybe somebody gave it to you. I have one, y'all, and it's just as cute as it want to be. And somebody paid some good money for it and gave it to me. They got the little bag, the little cover that came with it. Yeah, I feel stupid carrying that mess. It's in my grandmother's old chefferole. Y'all don't know about that. Down at the bottom, and maybe I need to take it out of that. Don't even deserving of being in there for sure. Now that I think about it, but I just don't want anybody to think that I'm foolish enough to that I may have went and bought this.
Mm.
And it's cute. And every time I've put it, I've carried it maybe 3 times and had it about 2 years. People be like, oh my gosh, you got a pink one. Where did you get that from? And I'm like, I didn't get it from nowhere. Because I wouldn't have paid this much money for it.
Mm.
And hate that she did. Right? But different strokes for different folks. But I can say this, y'all. Ain't no way in the world, I got to say on here for a minute, that you can be in the spirit or trying to call people into the spirit, recording yourself in the spirit. Are you recording? Are you in the spirit? Right? And that's what it's going to take, our spirit world. Spiritual eyes, spiritual heart, spiritual ears. Like Brandon said, if this ain't right, and we know if this is right or wrong. You know how you think about people, what you do for people, what you don't. Right? You know if you're trying to be seen. Right? And in most cases, we are. We haven't discovered
Mm-hmm.
the way of life. It says the discover card. The person who is self-centered is off-centered. I put the note out there, a definition of self-centeredness. There's another thing out there, how to deal with self-centered people. And one of them, it says avoid them if and when possible. Engaging with self-centered people usually leads to negative results. Set clear boundaries. This is one I like. Call them out when their behavior becomes too much. Call them out before it becomes too much. Right? Educate them on the risk they face. Right? So, and then do that for yourself. Because some of us, truth be told, it's all about us. You ain't going to change nothing to brighten somebody or to make somebody else's day better. And Brandon, I think about Miss Rose every time I get to a place like this. I've shared this story, Miss Rose. Y'all, I promise you, if you've not heard this story, I was so tired this night. I had met Miss Rose only maybe a week or so before. Her husband fell dead at work. And as I had crawled into bed, preparing to go to sleep, I was so tired that day, I got a call from Miss Rose. My husband just passed. And a couple of things about that is, why am I the first person you called? Why? You just met me. 2, why now? Yeah, I felt a little selfish because I was so tired that night. But y'all, I'm going to tell you what I did. I got up and I went. And I didn't just go. I called some more people. Hey, let's go. And we went. Right? Are we even available for somebody else? Nope, because you're not available for yourself.
Exactly.
If you're not praying for yourself or going before God in the closet, right? I think about the old song where they had the wreck, and I believe it's the mama or the grandmama went and knocked at the door and said, just, do you have a closet I can go pray in? You know, can I go pray somewhere? Do you got somewhere I can go pray? We got closets that we don't go pray in, but we
Full of clothes.
pull that phone out and record us getting into the Holy Spirit, right? Look at me, right? We looking at you when you get up.
Vanity.
Yeah. So, I mean, y'all, it's time to get serious. Let God transform your life. Let people see that. The becoming of a being, right? That is about God's business. Right? So get your Discover card out. Make sure it's got some juice on it. Because some of us got the card, but it's maxed out. Can't do nothing with it, but it looks pretty in the wallet. Looks pretty when you go to the grocery store and open up that wallet. Look at all my cards. Got my American Express, my Discover, my Visa, and all of them maxed out. Ha.
I'm like well, hide the
I saw that happen one day with somebody. They just kept to get a Bebe shirt, and I didn't even know what Bebe was. But I'm in this Bebe store, and she just kept pulling out card. Okay, put some on this one. Put some on this one, and it was a T-shirt, not even a shirt with long sleeves into that, no hood, nothing, just a regular T-shirt with Bebe on it. What the hell is Bebe? And why she costs this much if Bebe is a girl, woman? Why is her T-shirts this much money? So, Brandon, let's get out of here because I got some stuff to do. And what I always do, yeah. My 8 o'clock to 9 o'clock gonna be an hour of power for me. This probably is gonna be off for a minute, so that I can and notice how you when you turn it off, y'all just turn it off for maybe as long as you can. Turn this off for like, at least 15. If you could do an hour, do it. And maybe sit somewhere in silence, right? Just sit down in pure silence. Woe is me, God. I'm seeking to be a servant for you. I'm seeking to see my brother as my brother. My other me, Brandon, what's that word?
Or the in la catch.
In la catch, you are me, right? People can ask you to do something for them and you have the ability to do it and you won't do it. Thinking about yourself and what you want and what you got to do. Right. Not knowing that it may come a time where it's you. It's you. So let's get out of here, Brandon.
All right, y'all. Yeah, all good.
Cousin Finay says truth at about 7:38. So as we were talking there, and she says, y'all come on, y'all coming with it. Heart. Amen. Amen, Cousin Finay. Right.
Well, that's what we hope to do this every time, and hope to always give you guys something to carry with you throughout the day, to ponder, to think about, to share with others, to conversate, and maybe even debate and share your thoughts with others about this, and get the thoughts of the people in your circle. What has materialism done to us? What is it taking away from us? Let's do a cost benefit analysis. When you sit in silence, maybe that's one of the things that you ponder today. What is the cost versus the benefit? And if you're going to have a phone, what are you using it for? Is there a purpose? Do you have a purpose in that phone? Is it for business? Is it for pleasure? Because I promise you, y'all, it's a lot of sin that happens on that phone. I bet more people sin with their phone than they do with their tongue. I bet more people sin with their phone than they do with their tongue and with their private parts. It says in my faith tradition that if you can control two things, you can make it to paradise, right? Or you can, it's better for you if you can control your tongue and your privates, right? Now, what are a lot of people doing on phone? Watching pornographies and backbiting people, talking bad about people in the comment section and text and things like that. So be careful, guys. Don't think that this is not God ain't keeping a record about what you're doing on this phone. So I'll be very, very careful. There's spiritual implications to all we do. Okay. So
hey, Brandon.
Yeah.
I've had someone ask many times, many people, when you go to the restroom, it's not a thing for me to take my phone to the restroom. It's just not a thing for me. But I have so many people, they'll call, and I can't answer because I'm in the restroom. Well, why didn't you take your phone? Why didn't you have your phone? What?
Somebody asked that?
Yes.
I mean, they should get hung up on it.
No, I've had several people ask that question. Well, why didn't you have your phone? Because I'm that's not what I'm doing. Right? So it's crazy, y'all. We just got to get real with ourselves first. Discover your card. Take your card out and see if it's got some juice on it.
Y'all remember in the Matrix they had them things stuck in their head? Y'all unplug. Take the plug out of the back of your head. If y'all remember the Matrix movies, they were all in a simulation, and their bodies were just sitting there plugged up, and everybody thought that they were living, but they really weren't living. They were in a simulation. Take that plug out of your head and get real. Get real. I mean, no one deserves your attention that much to where you need to be accessible when you own a stool. Come on, y'all. It's nasty anyway. And if you take it in the bathroom, wash your phone. Wash your hands and wash your phone. You know, I'm gonna get I'm gonna get on a whole nother different thing. But y'all take care, man. We're gonna read this out one more time. The title today was the Discover card, and our quote was, "The person who is self-centered is off-centered." And our affirmation for the day is, today I will let go of all useless status symbols. Let go today of all your useless status symbols. Detach. Come back into yourself. Ground yourself. Find the power of silence and listen to what voices come up inside of you. What words come to mind? Are all those voices yours? Are all those words ones that you get behind? Are they your words? Let's think about these things. I love y'all very much. Let's walk those ducks, as Mom says. That's the name of the song, isn't it, Mama? Walking the ducks.
Feeding the ducks.
Walking ducks.
Feeding the ducks.
So y'all go out there, and today be easy. Be easy. Put your phone down, as Erykah Badu say. Put your phone down.
Yeah, we want to hear about it tomorrow. How much time did you turn it off? If you turned it off, how much time did you leave for you, right? Within that, how much time did you leave it off? And how did you feel with it being off, right? How did you feel during that time and afterwards? How did you feel? Let's do that, y'all. And then if you can't join us tomorrow, send me a note on Facebook. Publicly, privately, I don't care. Text me, I don't care. Whatever you do. But we want to hear about it. All right? So thank y'all for joining us. Y'all keep these stuck. Let's get out of here.
All right, y'all. Take care. Good morning. Peace.